Deepest Blue,
extravagant
Volume
combo
1,
on a
page
lost radio
92.
dash.
A good day to die.
PM
The
then
ninja
came
pointed at Woke
in with a right
as
swing
50 more
as
black
Woke
solo
hit a
flames
90-degree turn to the left, then
shot themselves at him.
with his left
As
while
the first
blasting
one
radio
closed the
straight.
distance, Woke jumped out the west side of the tower to
The fuck does that even say?
what?
Straight what?
To fly south, to far south,
Straight down.
to flew south,
Straight down to the sky.
to flew south towards the. Hold on.
With a deep
Woke jumped
blue
out of the west
burst
side
of-
of the tower, then flew south
No,
towards
with
the
deep blue
ninja
blast. No, no,
as
deep
Woke
blue-
threw
with deep blue blast.
a powerful right
Woke said
punch,
with a calm
then
demeanor.
left
Radio was painted a painful shade as he blasted through the sky. Bloody chunks of charcoal flesh getting
hold on, let me read it again. I want to be
away
more
by
seamless. Hold
Woke's
on.
energy.
A good day to die.
PM then shot
The ninja
out a
pointed
left kick
at Woke
Woke's
as
side
50 more black
as
solo
Woke
flames
turned
shot
face
themselves
him,
at him.
matching his
As the
PM's
first
leg
one
strike
closed
with
the
a right leg
distance,
strike of his own.
Woke jumped out the west side
As
of the
their
tower
legs clashed, the
to
air around them
fly south towards the ninja as Woke threw a powerful right punch, then left knee that were both blocked, resulting in them clashing. They then fired on one another, not connecting and blocking while flying higher into the sky. Meanwhile, back in year 7032, Woke had re-entered the Infinite Special Leisure Jet through a portal. Woke? Hold up. Woke, Rai says, sitting down in her previous seat with her arms crossed. Yes, babes? Woke said, are you really going to act as if you don't see your memories changing? Rai said,
Alright, so what we're gonna do,
tilting her head to the right slightly. Woke sounded, come here as if time is of the essence. Rai said, grabbing her index finger. Rai said, gesturing her index finger for Woke to come to her.
then go to the future.
Okay. Woke said, slightly confused, checking through his memories for distortions in time and space. As he grew closer to Rai, she stood up. Then she grabbed him by the ear, literally walking him through time and space in one stop to 5032's house kitchen. Clean this up, Rai says before walking herself back to the leisure jet in year 7032, disappearing through a point. What's this?
Burnt flesh and grade.
My gorgeous
80, by the way.
and illustrious Womo Tower, falling before my eyes with my workers inside.
These were
The sky
some
covered in
Woke's
black
workers.
flames from radio,
In this time period, they
from
had
radio's doing, no doubt.
5,032 went back in
Woke
time.
says, standing on the
I said the future.
streets of Old, looking
And
up
looking
at the
over them,
destruction.
drove Woke into a
As
calm
Woke
rage.
cracked his
Azariah
knuckles
kept
flying
his- Azariah is
slowly
one of Woke's
into the sky, he noticed
The
something.
Knockfighters are a member of Woke's.
All of this forcing my past self
Azariah kept
to
his
enter reaver
combo
mode, huh?
up as the ninja
Seems like
blocked. The ninja is
seems like a
is
good
the
day to
radio
die.
Woke was fighting in the future.
Woke said,
And he's wearing
zooming in with his eyes. This slowly enraged Woke as he flew into the sky towards radio, and Woke from this time period he entered Wokevel level 3 as his hair turned deep blue and dropped straight to his back.
The four brothers had no chance because Rise is fifth dimensional and she
For him there was no more playing around. A bunch of real red energy spheres appeared around him in 5-inch sphericals.
Azariah kept his combo
As he flew
as the ninja blocked
past the
hand for
black
hand as if
flames
and stepped
on the
close
west
to
side
distance. So now remember when
of
I
the
say
building,
ninja, I'm
the
talking about
terrifying
radio. When I say
speeds
radio, I'm talking about the radio from
he
outside
he
my
ascertained
both sides.
pushed them and the knock fighters upward in one
Started
clap.
walking.
The Woke from that time period was still clashing with the ninja, both being pushed back by the force of one another. When Future Woke came in, driving his left foot into the ninja's stomach, taking him higher into the sky. As they rose 25 yards higher than the Woke from that time period, Woke from 7032 realized the split shine symbol in his right hand. No, Woke raised the split shine symbol in his right hand to the ninja's center. I'll read that part one more time. As they rose 25 yards higher than the Woke from that time period, Woke from 7032 raised the split shine symbol in his right hand to the ninja center.
Then Steph came down.
What could the ninja do but perish when Woke uttered the only words that mattered in that moment? Split cannon.
At the ninja's back
The split cannon looked just like a split shine, just thicker, about the thickness of an arm, sometimes thicker.
The ninja recovered as
When the split shine clapped, the ninja, he turned instantly to naught. This is when the Woke, stuck in reaver mode,
then shot out a deep blue palm blast,
rushed
curved around
the Woke from the future, throwing combination after combination.
and
Future Woke easily evaded them, then swirled around to reaver mode Woke's back,
the window.
clapping him in the neck with all his might as reaver mode Woke
Then
went
stopped
soaring through a
behind
building
him,
into
kicking
the
him
city
in the
streets,
back
tumbling many
as the ninja
many
folded
times, hitting
backwards.
a hover car that got sent
Double
flying by the
arm
force
overhand
of
striked him, making the ninja backflip until Woke spun and
the
back
impact
kicked
and getting lodged
him back in the hallway.
with Woke
Still rushing
in the wall of a skyscraper, of another skyscraper. This knocked Woke out of reaver mode. When the ninja who was really radio from year 7032 died, all of the black solo flames disappeared with him.
The ninja shouted as
Woke from the future side, then returned to his base form, looking over the scene.
okay, he didn't shout like that. He said he was more like something like that. That's how he shouts. That's radio.
More specifically,
the ninja shouted.
the past radio,
That's never. You'll never have that.
I really didn't want to do it to him. As soon as Woke said this, Po's power level became distressed as Woke turns his head left to look. Azariah can be seen catching Po falling from the sky. Po was holding his chest, showing a face that said he was in excruciating pain. Most of the knock fighters were to go assist Azariah with his father as Woke went to get himself out the wall.
Woke then charged a deep blue bomb in his hand
Dad.
and threw it at the ninja.
Dad!
Flew straight out
Azariah
the
shouted
hallway
as
by
the
using his back
others
to break
gathered.
through the wall.
When Woke
He
touched
then shot
down in
himself
front of
to his left.
himself,
The
all
bomb
types of
missed,
police
but
cars,
not before.
ambulances were arriving.
Bursting through
As
two
Woke's
walls
memories
and
finished
exploding.
distorting,
Woke enters the room.
he couldn't help but notice
The ninja
things were
rushes
about to go
with a 15-piece
to
combo
shit.
that Woke blocks all of.
Woke
while
was looking
realizing that his
rightward
skill
down
was still getting
the street and behind a line of
from
ambulance.
the intense heat. Radio then entered the room from the hole.
And the cop cars was a man running super fast.
To enter the same
He had white hair
ninja was surrounded
like a
and
warrior Woke had seen
about
once.
to be at the center
Before
of
long
a true
ago,
fighter's mosh pit.
Woke was pulling his
Ninja
younger
threw a
self
overhand right at
out
Woke
of the
as
wall.
Woke backed up 1 yard, then another. 2 as the ninja entered.
Is that
and
3 on?
ascended flex.
No,
His
I don't have
power
time to
charge
care.
was bursting through
This shit isn't supposed to be
the
happening.
floor and making the super slide
Woke
back.
said more worried about Po. Before the first responders made
As
it
more
to Woke's
and more supers
location,
entered the mosh
he
pit,
put his passed self over his shoulder
at radio,
and teleported
making
to
eye
the other
contact
knock
as
fighters.
radio nodded
The knock
and
fighters were
woke,
all surrounding Po,
panned
who
his
was
head
downed
back
on the second
towards
platform.
the ninja.
The Womo Tower was still
Was now
collapsing
eyeing the hole in the
dramatically
floor
over the city, killing themselves.
under the ninja, plotting out a
Killing.
combo.
Hold on, let me start again.
Woke
The
not
knock fighters
only
were
had to
all
wait for his
surrounding
opening.
who
As
was
soon as the
downed
ninja's
on the
charcoal
second
black key
platform. The
spool
Womo
flared up
Tower was
real
still
powerfully,
collapsing
he knew
dramatically
that
over the
the
city,
peak
killing
of the
themselves
spool
of
would return
killing thousands
to
of people
be
near
the
instantly.
weakest part of it.
Azariah was
A
trying to
conflict
heal
that
his
is
father.
apt
3 hours close. That was kind of funny, I ain't gonna lie. Can't open the gallery, it was hidden. Alright, we're gonna do it like this then. The knock fighters were all surrounding Po, who was downed on the second platform. The Womo Tower was still collapsing. Now we do it like this then. Azariah was trying to heal his father. No? By sending his super cells into Po. What had happened was a strain of super bacteria had entered into Po's heart and were rapidly destroying it while blocking blood flow. No, no, no. Stay with me, Dad. You've got this. You've got this, Azariah said. Dad, please. Dad, please. You're a fighter. We're right here with you. Your family is here. As Azariah said this, Po coughed the blood, and the blood hit Azariah right in the face. Everybody paused as Po opened his eyes. You're a good boy. Tell your brothers, I love them. As Po said this, he smiled, and Azariah cried painfully, watching his father perish before him. No, Dad. No. What are you so afraid of? A week later, dark clouds were high in the sky over Po's funeral in Tokyo, Japan. As it rained down hard, a burial site that was more ancient than the remaining knock fighters. Po was buried next to someone named Ezene Po. She was his wife. His gravestone read, born 0, died 5032. Okay. Got the name wrong. Wonder why though? Got the name wrong to Stephanie Pohl at one point. It's Ezene though. Wonder why. She was his wife. His gravestone read, born 0, died 5032. You hear that, right, Pohl? Like, he's going through all the same problems as us. It's Ezene saying that. Thanks for the sound asset woke. Born 0, died 5032. Oh no, because that's Azariah. But what's going on with that, bro? What's going on with all of this, bro? What's going on with all of this, bro? I want to know what's going on with all of this, bro. That's an still. Fuck is going on in here, bro? You need to start. I need to start. I need to come back. Everyone needs to start going in. Trust him. Please trust him. Born 0, died 5032. Under that read, thank you for carrying the Po name 5 millennia. The funeral was over, and Woke's master Azariah had a blank stare. His key potential was rising, and his soul was literally blazing up in the spirit realm. Future Woke had an all-black suit on and a Mayjade watch that read 12:30 a.m. He grabbed Azariah's left shoulder, 2:53. Then said, Azariah, are you going to be okay? You hear me, right, Woke? From the 12:30 a.m. time? Yeah, I hear you, bro. As you said this, Azariah's soul, and yeah, you told man, just run out there. Come fly out there. As he said this, Azariah's soul energy seeped out of him and destroyed the Mayjade watch. Everything's going to be okay. Future Woke said as Azariah turned around to face him with the same blank stare. Azariah then looked at Woke's hand before trying to slap it away, but Woke pulled his head away and got ready for repercussions. The Woke of that time period was to Future Woke's left, then jumped out of the way. And the Rise of that time period simply walked to her right. She was originally standing in the middle of the two Wokes. Azariah turned, open palmed at Future Woke as he stepped to his right, evading. The open palm finessed the wind and destroyed a tree in the background. As Azariah's energy flared up before he used soul diffusion teleportation to disappear from the scene. Azariah's wife said before, and that's the correction, that's Azariah's wife, not Poe's wife, not Poe's wife. Woke said, let him vent. He just went to planet offside is old. The dirt under him where Azariah was standing was now purple obsidian dirt. I don't get it. Let me do it right. That's Rise saying that. It's not Woke voice. Rise is Woke from the fifth dimension and also Woke's wife. Because everyone in the fifth dimension in this book, like if in the third dimension, if you're a male, in the fifth dimension, you're a female, basically like that. And if you're a female in the third dimension, you're a male in the fifth dimension. So, I don't get it. Rise said, get what? Woke said, what are you so afraid of? I mean, hold up, let me try it again. What are you so afraid of? I mean, honestly, Rise said. Rise, you know we can't do that, Woke said. Do what? Azariah's little brother said. It's not really Azariah's voice. He has a more of a Janesh voice. She's saying why we have all of this power yet don't go back in time to change things. Woke says. Lines. Shut up, bro. It's literally redundant and stupid what you lot are doing, Rise said. Hold up. It's literally redundant and stupid what you lot are doing, Rise said. If we go back in time to save my father, another one of us might die. This event might be extremely important to time. As it says, fuck time. Fuck time. I say you guys are just a bunch of pussies too scared to die to live. Rise says, if you're really from the fifth dimension, hold up, this is definitely radio saying this. If you're really from the fifth dimension, like Woke keeps promoting, why don't you do it? Radio says, because I'm from the fifth dimension, I don't care about any of you but Woke. He's the only one I'd alter space, time, and the mind for. Raz explains. Fuck this sauce, I'm out of here. Radio says, flying off into the sky. The entire main branch of the Pole clan was here to see off Pole from his life. Woke's watch regenerated due to Rise looking at it. There you go, babe. You have exactly 5 seconds before shit gets lit. Rise says as both Wokes started looking around for some type of adversary. It's not a where, but when. Rise said his future Woke instantly understood as the Woke from that time period kept looking around. Get me all the way in though. Rise in freaking the dash battle. Alright, all the way in. Get up in there. Middle man. Not with that middle man. Not with that middle. Up in there. Up in there. So, suddenly 5 portals opened a couple yards above the gravesite as these pink, legless aliens started storming through them. What the fuck? Azariah's youngest brother, Polion, exclaimed. The most of the aliens coming through the portals had guns, and the ones that didn't have high power levels, radio sensed the new power levels and turned around to see. Probably if it was a drop from the sky. Or Mario. Sorry, I just lost the page. No, I found it. And turned around to see. Rise helped me find it. And Woke helped me find it. And turned around to see. Hold on, let me try it again. Suddenly 5 portals opened a couple yards above the gravesite as these pink legless aliens started storming through them. What the fuck? Azariah's youngest brother Polion exclaimed. The most of the aliens coming through the portals had guns, and the ones that didn't had high power levels. Radio sensed, the new power levels and turned around to see. Yeah. The Artificat aliens instantly start firing. Yeah, the family's right, but you understand. The basic I showed you is all the add-ons are not, those are other add-ons, and you know. You guys did the add-ons right. Radio sensed the new power levels and turned around to see. The Artificat aliens instantly start firing on the Knock fighters. All of the Knock fighters took to the sky except for Rise, who watched from one frame of space in time. From the frame she stood on, she watched the battle commence forward on still frames as if she had enough time to animate it freely. The Knock fighters all dispersed overhead the Artifican aliens and started firing down their own blast as many of the regular soldiers fell victim to the swiftest deaths. Now these aliens all held ranks. The regular soldiers at the bottom, and with y'all have that, and y'all heard the information, so just shut up. Yeah, it don't make no sense. Increasing power levels, and still, so did the rank. The highest ranking Artificat turned its attention to Woke from the future, throwing 3 lime green blasts. Yes, we share that information with Caulifla, Kale, and Vados first. From its pink palm that soared with the greatest speeds towards Woke's detaching hands. The Artificat rushed him as Woke from that time period step dashed in between. Now this movement was so sudden. The Artifican leader did not see this coming. President Woke crushed him with his right fist, sending him soaring, crashing into the graveyard. A bunch of other high rankers saw this taking their units they had command over and directing their fire at President Woke. President Woke just flew higher into the sky to dodge the energy bullets from the high power level Dabatif Gather rifles. The future Woke stood his ground when the energy bullets came soaring towards him. Let me try that. See what it does. As he sensed its intensity, he raised his palm as a deep blue energy dome formed around him. This thwarted the attacks relatively easily, as they kept firing as radio flew in heading towards a high ranker, grabbed him by the face, and dunked him into the dirt. Radio then started pushing him into a crater. Now the artificate aliens do not have legs, so instead they hover above the ground when right up. This would cause one to think they have a serious disadvantage in hand-to-hand combat. This is when the alien getting pummeled by radio charged an energy dome around itself that blasted radio off of him, burning radio's skin. Radio performed a backflip, then landed between a group of regular artificates, some of which noticed him and started firing on him. Radio whip. Radio shouted, spinning with his right arm engulfed in dark yellow burst of energy. This thwarted the bullets for the most part, but when his spin came to a stop, the bullets kept coming and pinged him, knocking him off his feet. They started reloading as the alien that charged a dome rushed in at radio. He quickly placed radio in a 5-hit combo as the soldiers surrounding started covering him. On the alien's sixth strike, radio gets a hold of himself and weaves to his left, knocking the Super Arctica straight up 500 yards, flying above it and slamming his arms into its hand. The alien went soaring down. Meanwhile, the other knock fighters were still slaughtering many of the regular soldiers. This was when 3 high rankers flew towards Ezif and Ezix and Ezian. Ezian was also one of Azariah's brothers. The first high ranker to close the distance rushed Ezif as he step dashed backwards behind Ezix and Ezian. The high ranker swung his left hand that had a lime green energy sphere in it as Ezix guarded against it as it barely bruised his skin. Ezix then threw a lightning fast left into the high-ranking alien's right oblique that sent it flying out of the graveyard. The other 2 high rankers flew in, with 4 soldiers behind them. Of the 6 of them, they were all supers. Ezix looked over them and noticed their sturdy tan armor that was built like a hardy tank top. It was meant to take blunt blows and energy weapons. Ezix then step dashed around the closest high ranker, ending up on its back. He then put it in a headlock and swung it around into the other high ranker, letting it go as both high rankers collide mid-sky quite painfully. The four lower-ranked supers took to throwing all types of combinations at Essex as he blocked and evaded. About 50 yards from Po Po's grave was yet another high ranker. Is a suck. He told his unit to look into the sky at Essex. He then said to one soldier with an energy sniper called Dabatif Rek to shoot Essex out of the sky. The soldier looked up at Essex, who was 121 yards away, and took aim. The soldier with the Rek rifle then squeezed the trigger. When this happened, visible lime green energy started materializing, being sucked in by the barrel. The soldier then let go of the trigger as Essex turned and looked at him while blocking a combo with his left arm. As the soldier released the trigger, the energy bullet flew at extreme speeds towards Essex. Essex instantly took note that this would knock him out the sky, then moved to his right to evade it. Essex sounded, vanishing and reappearing before the unlucky soldier. Essex then drove his left fist upward into the soldier's stomach as it rose above Essex by a foot. Essex then spun and kicked him, killing him instantly. The high ranker near Essex rushed him while telling the normal soldiers in his unit to fall back. Essex threw in a high kick as the high ranker stopped right before Essex's foot could greet his face. Essex then easily flipped on his side, kicking out his right leg as the high ranker flew out behind him. Essex's eyes panned to his left side as the high ranker put out his palm as a lime green energy sphere appeared. Essex then performed a backflip kick as the alien shot itself backwards 12 yards and fired a lime green beam blast. The beam blast easily vanquished the ground underneath and the tree before it, that fell to its own left when it found there was no longer a base to it. Essex then vanished, stepped to his left, dodging the blast, then ran forward, vanishing periodically. 3 times as the high-ranking alien hovered up and back, detaching from his blast. As the alien hovered back there, Radio Dash was waiting, charging a devastating kick that sent the alien flying into the graveyard. Bursta clad! Radio shouted, firing his main blast at the soaring alien. The high ranker hit the ground with a wicked thud as the ground cratered 15 yards in diameter. The alien then got up using its arms, then hovered forward with his life, just dodging Radio's burst of clad. Essex jumped towards Radio, throwing 15 blasts at the alien. After turning around, the alien started dashing around to avoid it. Suddenly, the other alien with a Rek rifle popped Radio once as he tilted back, releasing from his blast. Then again, as this one sent him soaring, Back 1 yard, the high ranker then turned around, deflecting Essex's last blast, then hovered towards radio within the span of half a second. Enough of this nonsense, Essex said, charging a blast in his hand and firing it on the regular soldiers that